Okay, a little context on my next meeting. Meeting a kid named Daniel Bardosh, who's Cory Bardosh's son. Cory is the head of the Republican Party abroad in Israel, and pretty important dude. His son is being bar mitzvahed soon, and Cory has somewhat of a custom where he basically brings his kids for their bar mitzvah and bat mitzvahs to meet some of their heroes. And some of the people they've met include like fighter pilots and all kinds of real heroes. For whatever reason, Daniel wants to meet with me. It's gonna be interesting because, yeah, whatever. It's a little bit out of my league here, but he had some questions, so I figured, why not let him interview me on the vlog? So if we can get that going and he's not too shy, we might do an interview, someone interviewing me on camera. Should be interesting. I'm pulling up to the mall right now and should be meeting him soon. Listen, here's the thing, right? So I'm winning here on 2 counts. Why am I winning on 2 counts? Because yesterday I was unable to bring this camera and I couldn't get you on camera. So now we're getting you on camera. So let's start with, who are you?
Cory Bardosh.
And
I live in Efrat. And
you're kind of a big deal.
Nah.
What have I said before? One of these times you're gonna remember what I tell you guys. There is a direct correlation between greatness and humility. The greater you are, the less you recognize your greatness. You're a big deal. I don't care what you say, all right? Whatever. You don't have to accept it, but you're a big deal. What do you do, real quick?
Different things. My not day job, co-chair of the Republicans abroad in Israel.
Okay.
And number 2 is I help run an Outta, a nonprofit that my wife and I started a few years ago.
Okay.
That helps kids that aged out of social welfare and giving them the life skills they need in order to.
You guys move over a little bit closer to me, please.
Yes.
Chairs are nice and wide. I just want to make sure we're all on the frame.
No
We are on the frame.
Okay,
cool. We have a lot to talk about. We're going to have a meeting afterwards for me to interview you alone. But this is not about you today, okay? This is not about you. So a couple of, I would say, well, how long ago did we originally touch base?
Around a half a year ago.
Half a year ago?
First sent
6
the
months
email.
ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So you sent me an email saying, basically, and you know, why don't you tell me what the email says? Because I'm a little bit embarrassed to say it.
Well, Daniel is an avid viewer of your Facebook page and of your YouTube videos.
Thank you.
He loves the things that you're interested in, specifically the things that he's interested in. He's interested in startups. He loves droning. He loves technology. He loves good meat at good restaurants.
You're a meat guy also? We have a lot in common. Okay, great, fantastic. So you sent me this email. You said what? What was the email? What did the email say?
That I want to meet you and
For your bar mitzvah.
for my bar mitzvah year, that I learn and that I want to learn what should I do after my bar mitzvah and to like have
Just learn lessons.
Life lessons.
Life lessons
Love it.
for my life.
Okay, so this is actually something that you do with all your kids, correct? You
Correct.
introduce them to
This is
people.
my 3rd kid, and we've met people in different areas of life. People, political leaders, religious leaders, army leaders, people who have done things for society in very important and significant ways.
You've met some real heroes, like some people that you've met with, like not. And this isn't me being like false, like humility here. Like with all due respect to my vlog and what I do, you've met some real heroes.
For instance, my son prior to Daniel, last year was the 40th anniversary of Entebbe.
Entebbe, amazing, just for those that might not be familiar, an amazing military operation in which Israel, under the radar, secretly flew into the airport in Entebbe and rescued hostages that were held, and the only casualty was Yoni Netanyahu, Bibi Netanyahu's
of the force that went in.
Operation, right? It's an amazing, historic, really one of the most unbelievable events in our history. And so
So we met with all the planners of that. We met with the lead pilot. We met with the first soldier that entered the airport, and all the major operators.
Unbelievable. So I'm way out of my league here, and okay, I am out of my league, but it's okay. You know what? If I can even inspire you a little bit, and I have one message for you. We're going to talk about it, but let's just jump right in. Let's start with you have some questions you wanted to ask. If you want to, here we have a paper here. Let's do it in English. We can. I just need some energy from you, man. You want some Coke Zero? Want some caffeine? All right, so let's
drink sugar.
What's like? You know what? You can read or you cannot read. You have questions. Ask me a question. Let's see what we can.
How do you get so many important people to speak with you?
How do I get important people to speak with me? Well, you guys speaking to me today is important to me, but I'll tell you something honestly. This is a real thing. I mean, it's many years ago. So many, I guess in your life it was many. Let's say 10 years ago, I decided while I'm blogging and trying to kind of increase my audience, one of the tactics, one of the things I'm going to do is start interviewing people. And I set my goals very high. I said I'm going to interview Steve Wozniak one day. I'm going to interview Mark Andreessen one day. I'm going to interview all kinds of actresses, people that, and I quickly realized, and this is actually a very fundamental lesson in business, that everybody on Earth, every single human being on planet Earth likes to be on stage. Everybody has an ego, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. Everybody has an ego. Everybody has their mother that they want to send an interview to and say, look, Mom, I was interviewed. And I aimed very high, and I reached out to Mark Andreessen, and I reached out to Steve Wozniak, and I reached out to tens of other people, Guy Kawasaki, and other, really, everyone said yes. And again, I want to be very clear. I wasn't, and I am still, but I definitely then wasn't anybody. I didn't have even a lot of followers. I just literally reached out and I said, Mark, you deeply impacted my life. I'd like to interview you. And he said, let's do it. Steve Wozniak.
Wow.
I engaged with him on Facebook a little bit. And I said, oh, now that Steve Wozniak, he's the founder of Apple, a guy who built the first home computer. So it took a little bit longer. But everybody, generally speaking, if you're a nice person and you communicate well, and you don't feel like you don't want them to feel like you're selling something. Yeah. You just reached out and you build trust and relationships. And you say, listen, I'm a 13-year-old kid. I've been following you, Steve Wozniak. You built the first home computer. You're inspiring to me. I would like to interview. I want to pick your brain. Generally speaking, unless there's some external factors like he can't this today or tomorrow because he's super duper busy. In my case, I reached out to Steve Wozniak right after Steve Jobs died, and he said I can't do any more interviews. So it took me a couple of more times till I nudged him along, and eventually he agreed. But generally speaking, people like to be on stage, and if you, instead of thinking of how do I sell them something, you say, how do I give you a stage? Instead of me taking something, I'm giving you something. People are generally happy to receive. So that's generally how I got everyone who I've ever spoken to and interviewed to interview and to speak to me by saying, listen, I want to give you a stage. I want nothing from you. You're Mark Andreessen, the guy who invented the Duftafon, the web browser. He's a legend, right?
Right.
Now, I said to him, listen, I want nothing from you. All these other startups want your money. I want nothing. I want to share your insights. And he agreed right away. So instead of focusing on taking, focus on giving. There's that answer. Next.
Did you know this is what you always wanted to do?
Did I always know that this is what I wanted to do?
When you were a little kid, yeah.
Absolutely not, because when I was a little kid, this wasn't even a thing. Truth is, when I started blogging, it wasn't even a thing. So the answer is no, but I did have a wild dream of somehow one day following my real, genuine passion for technology and building a career out of it. And I will tell you something, for years I was following that passion and I was making money doing a regular job. I was a technical writer, then I was in finance, then I was doing all kinds of stuff, and I was building my passion on the side. And then at some point in my career, those two things, my passion and my job, merged into mazgul. They merged into one, and then my job became my passion. So I didn't always know. I always knew that I loved technology. I didn't always know that I would be able to make a living out of that love. But the lesson is, though, whatever it is you love, but deeply love, whatever you're really passionate about, you can make a living if you go all in on it. So if you love technology, just start. You know MKBHD? You know who that is, MKBHD? He's one of the biggest YouTubers. He's probably the most influential YouTuber. He was just named the creator of the decade. He's a massive YouTuber. He started when he was your age. He sat in front of a camera and he just reviewed tech. And now he's hundreds and hundreds of millions of impressions and viewers. He just started. So if you love something, just start. Yeah, let's go on.
What are the qualities of the best startup guys?
What are the qualities of the best startup guys?
It's something you could say that they have that's unique
that's a really good question. So we talked about passion, so I'm going to put aside passion for one thing. You got to have the passion, but I think reliability is very important, to be reliable. When someone relies on you to do something, you deliver. You don't make promises. On the contrary, you under-promise, you over-deliver. If you don't know that something's going to happen, like for example, let's say I'm doing something and I want to get a startup some press, and I don't know, they're going to get the press, they're not going to, I spoke to the journalist, they might write, they might not write, so a lot of times people will say, hey, I got you press, until, before it's published. Don't do that. Under-promise. Say, I'm working on something, it might come, it might not. And then, when it happens, you over-delivered, and you under-promised. So never, be reliable. Your job is to do something, always deliver. And if you can over-deliver, fantastic, but be reliable. I feel like people in business that are not reliable, it's very difficult to work with. And that by the way, manifests itself, the bali de bitui, in many different ways, right? Come on time to meetings. It might sound like a silly thing. Someone emails you, respond to that email. Follow up. Let's say after this meeting, right? I'm going to follow up. I'm going to say thank you for the meeting. It's important. These small little things, saying thank you, please and thank you. These are words, maybe they seem like small little things, but in business they're everything. Really. I'm not your father telling you this. I'm telling you from business. Saying please and thank you in business, coming on time, these are small things, they make all the difference.
You said something very interesting sitting over there.
Yeah.
Is that if you're only motivated by money,
yeah, absolutely.
That's to do it.
It won't work.
You have to have the passion to do it.
You tell me right now that in 5 years from now I can make $100 million by being an expert on ballet. It won't work because I lack the passion. You cannot follow money. If you follow money, it will not work. If money incentivizes you to follow your passion, that's okay. But if you're just following money, it will never work. It will never work. You will not find, in my opinion, you will not find one successful entrepreneur who was incentivized or was their entire drive was money. Trust me, I have a drive. I love cars. I'm not pretending that I don't like materialistic things, but that's not my drive. Because if it was my drive, I wouldn't spend so much time sitting with startups or sitting with people that do not pay me. right? My drive is to help entrepreneurs. That's what I love. If money comes, fantastic. And if it doesn't, also fantastic. Yeah.
What do you think are important qualities in reaching goals?
One word. You ready? Consistency. Don't give up. For years I was blogging and it made no sense. People said, what are you doing? Why are you spending all this time blogging? I said, because I love it. It was my passion. I love tech. I love writing. Just keep at it. If you could write, if you're blogging, don't write one article a week or one article a month. Write one article a day. Consistency. Keep at it. So many people in marketing and in startups start something, the next day they start something else. Stick to it. If you believe in what you're doing, start and don't stop. Keep going. Consistency is extremely important. Can I tell you how important that is?
What should I learn and focus on in school?
Okay, so that's a good question because I have a degree in political science. I didn't study computer science. I didn't study, I don't have an MBA. So I actually just did my degree in something I enjoyed, political science. It was interesting to me. So I'm not going to say school is unimportant. Don't get me wrong. It's not important. It's important, but you can't, same way I said you can't be driven by money, you can't do something in school just because you think it's lucrative. It will make you money in the future. You got to do what you love. In general, do what you love. If you're interested in computer science, then go into computer science. And if you're interested in music, go study music. I'm serious. Whatever you really genuinely passionate about and you love, do that. You'll be able to build a career, whether it's connected to that or it's not connected to that. But in school, I think you should focus on things that you think you'll be able to love and enjoy. Very important.
Okay, do you see your work as helping building Medinat Israel? Are you aware that people see you around the world?
Okay, so you're asking if I view helping this state of Israel, the country, as one of my goals. So I would say it's a secondary goal, meaning I don't do what I do in order to promote the state of Israel, but by shining a light on all the innovation happening in Israel, Israel as by extension, Israel is then promoted. Now, yes, when there's horrible terrorist attacks or when there's things that happen or where there's hypocrisy in the world hates us for things that we don't deserve to be hated for, I'll stand out and I'll speak up about it, yes? But I would say, first and foremost, I live for promoting and for helping great entrepreneurs take their technology and bring it to market. If that, by extension, helps promote the state of Israel, fantastic. But I wouldn't say I'm, first and foremost promoting the state of Israel. It's the second.
Who do you look up to and why?
Your dad. I look up to your dad. I look up to many people. I look up to my parents, who I think instilled in me the concept of giving. Selflessly, you give, you end up getting more. If you give, really just focus on giving, you end up getting more than the person you're giving to. In business, in life, and everything. So that's first of all my parents. In business, there are many people that I look up to. I often, say online publicly, Michael Eisenberg, who I'm sure you're friends with, a very big investor in Israel, a big investor around the world, not just in Israel. He's religious. He learns with his kids. I think he has 9 kids now, or 8 maybe, I'm not sure. He has time with his kids. He's a family man. He is at the top of his game in the investment world. He doesn't in any way compromise on his religious lifestyle. And, not that those two things are mutually exclusive and lo biladim, right? You can be religious and be good in business, but a lot of times some people might compromise. They take off their kippah sometimes. And I'm not judging anyone, but I find that Michael does not compromise on those two things, which are very different, which I respect and I try to emulate and imitate myself. But generally speaking, I think, listen, in Israel, there's probably hundreds of people in this tech ecosystem that I can learn from. And wow, we're at 13 minutes already. It's very impressive. Time flies when you're having fun. There's a lot of people that I look up to, just kind of to name off the top of my head. Definitely my parents and definitely Michael Eisenberg, just kind of off the top of my head. Let me tell you something, a question you didn't write here that I want to say, that I was thinking about. I thought about this over the weekend. Sometimes a lot of times people say to you, what would you tell yourself 20 years ago? Ever hear that question? I hear that a lot.
Yes.
And I thought about this, nothing to do with you. I thought about this question and I came up with something that I had never spoken about publicly. I literally thought about it this weekend. And I want to tell you this piece of advice. This is extremely important. What I would say to myself 20 years ago is take the shot. What do I mean by that? You like basketball?
Soccer.
Basketball? You don't like basketball?
Soccer.
Okay, so I love basketball. And I practiced a lot, I played a lot, whatever it is, but when I would be in the game and I'd have the ball, I lacked confidence. Bitachon atzmi.
Yes.
And when I would play 2-on-2 with my friends, 2-on-2 with your friends, fine, but I would play 5-on-5 though, official game, I didn't realize that it's the same concept. And I was always like, I lack confidence. And I think confidence in life in general, if a person doesn't have confidence, they just can't enjoy life. You gotta know your worth, you gotta know what you gotta really, I would have said to myself, take that shot. Have confidence, worst comes to worst, you miss. You know what Michael Jordan said? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. If you don't shoot, you're never gonna score. So take the shot. That's what I would say.
And
whatever
that's what
it
you
is,
do in life. It's not just talking about basketball.
Whatever it is you want to do,
life.
take the shot. Worst comes to worst, you miss. Nothing happened. But if you don't take the shot, you'll never get anywhere. Take that shot. All right, next question.
Please explain how helping others without expectation for payback is the right way to be.
Okay, so you're gonna have to read my book for that. No, I'm just kidding. Giving people that expectation for anything in return is the right way to do, first of all, in life, but also in business. For starters, let's just start with the fact that everyone around you is selling something. Everybody is charging you to do this and to do this, and you're not charged. I don't want anything. Here, take. So first of all, you just differentiated yourself. You just made yourself different than everyone else. So that right there is very important. Because everyone's the same and you're different. That's first of all. But also, when I'm selling something, let's say for example, let's just say I'm a PR company. So if let's say you have a startup and you want TechCrunch to write about you, right? So PR companies say, okay, pay me $10,000 or whatever the number is, and I'll get you to TechCrunch, right? Comes along Hillel and says, wait a second, I write for TechCrunch. I know them, we're friends, I could just connect you. I don't want any money. All of a sudden, everybody else is taking and Hillel's giving. And that puts me, the person giving, in a different place in people's brains. Everybody else is in the compartment of salesmen. Nobody likes salesmen, right? And all of a sudden, I'm in the compartment in your brain of value. Value, when you really help people, when it comes time to monetize, to make money, if you're in the compartment of value, you can monetize that. Because I don't have to come and say to you, pay me. You say to me, you've done so much for me. We need you.
And it's coming from them. It's a desire to want to be there and help you in the way.
Let's go on. We gotta.
Okay.
People have ADD. You know what I'm saying? Like people are gonna get
So
bored.
maybe go to the most important one.
The last one. Oh boy. What's your favorite car?
Yes.
You into cars? Well, what's your favorite car?
I do not know.
What's your, give me,
Well, what was the car we were talking outside?
Lamborghini,
No, we
Okay.
were talking about the.
Audi R8.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
I gotta show you. Hold on. So a friend of mine, he actually doesn't want to say, he doesn't like to say publicly that he has it because he doesn't want to show off. Let's just see if I can find something. Just searching Facebook for Hillel Fold R8. It's a beast of a car. I can't find it. I don't know. I'll have to search for it. But yeah. So my favorite car, I have a few. I had the chance to drive an Aston Martin DB9 in Toronto. A friend of mine, Daniel Greif, had it, and he let me drive it. That is the James Bond car. I don't know if you know what that is, but your dad does. I'll explain to you later. And it's one of the most beautiful cars in the world. I just last week saw a DB11, an Aston Martin DB11 in New York. Probably the most it's just the most beautiful car in the world. But that's like a supercar, like an exotic fast car. When it comes to luxury, I don't know. I have a thing for Rolls Royce and Bentleys. I don't know what it is, but the problem is that here's a little tidbit, a little extra, whatever. I don't do German. I don't have any German products at all. Also, I don't own a single German product. And today, I think Rolls Royce, if I'm not mistaken, it was British. But I think today, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I don't know if I'm wrong or not, but I feel like it has a German owner.
So I guess you can't buy a Rolls anymore.
Shucks. But in any case, I mean, most cars are now owned by German companies, but that's just the reality. But Porsches, obviously Bugatti, Lamborghini, all owned by Volkswagen Group, and I just have this thing I don't buy German. But generally, by the way, side point, we don't want to go into this politics, but people say, come on, it's a different Germany. Look what's going on in Germany and the amount of anti-Semitism in Germany. They haven't learned much, so I'm pretty content with my decision not to buy German.
Was born in Germany, and
My father's very, very strict about no German product. Anyway, point is, I love the Aston Martin cars. I love Bentleys. I love Rolls Royces. I love Ferraris. I also love Corvettes. But if I had to choose one, it would be an Aston Martin. All right, one last question. Last one. Are we done? One more.
I think was there anything? I think it's the same translation.
Oh, this.
Which one?
Number 9.
Okay.
Oh, are there a lot of people like me in my area, in my field?
Meaning, like, I'm sure, like in situations, you're in a situation that's not very comfortable because you're religion, because you're, whatever it is.
I just came back from Silicon Valley.
Like you were talking a little about Michael.
Yeah, I just came back from Silicon Valley. There's no kosher food there.
He went to the place where there's the most.
Where Google is and Facebook is. There's no kosher food. You can't get kosher food. It's not easy, but
insist upon it when you're with people.
Right. So two things to say. Number one, the Jewish community in general is unbelievable. Several people made mistakes. It was unbelievable. But that aside, not only has my kippah and my religion not created an obstacle, a challenge for me, on the contrary, because I own it, because I declare every Friday that I'm signing off for Shabbat and I make it my thing, not only is it not a challenge or an obstacle, it's become my thing. So when I go to, for example, I met with Bradley Horowitz, the senior vice president of Google. When I came to meet him, he knew he was meeting me and he ordered me kosher catering from some random. It's become my thing. People know me as the religious guy. So not only does it not create an obstacle, it's actually branded me. It's made it even better for me, and it's part of my brand. So again, it brings us back to the first lesson. It's just whatever it is you're doing, go all in on it. If your thing is being religious, then go all in on it. Don't be nervous and don't confidence. Take the shot. Right? You love tech, go all in on the tech thing, man. Go right now. Get yourself a camera, sit in front of the camera and review tech right now. If you want to write, start writing. You want to write in Hebrew, start writing in Hebrew. Whatever it is you love, Do not wait. You can do this, go all in on your passion, and I'm telling you, today, given the tools that we have, the internet, you can achieve anything. There's nothing you can't achieve. If a guy from Beit Shemesh can call Steve Wozniak, the founder of Apple, his friend, then you can do whatever you want, period. You just have to go all in on your passion and not be afraid to take the shot. That's it.
There you go. How about that?
What do you think? All right, man. We're gonna meet again.
Thank you very much.
We're gonna go droning next time, right? Awesome. All right, man. Thank you. Thank you for coming out here. I appreciate it. We're gonna meet again soon. Well, that was quite the experience. Good kid, man. But I just feel so out of my league here with the people that he's meeting. But I hope I was able to inspire just a little bit. And on that note, getting my car from the car wash. Why am I wearing a white suit, you ask? That's a mighty fine question. I thought you'd never ask. We're heading to a Law Geeks party, a startup in the legal tech space, and the party is a white party, so everyone's gonna be dressing in white. So yeah, a white suit. I have not worn this suit in many, many years, and it fits me not, but whatever. It's a luxury I can't afford. We're going to a white party. The CEO himself. Whoa, what's the lighting? Hey. Nuri, I don't understand something, man. You sent out an email, you said to dress in white. I dressed in white. What? That is not what?
Still here.
That is not white, my friend. This is white. Nuri, you had one job, you're fired, man. Congrats on all the success.
Fire myself.
What is Law Geeks, real quick? 2 seconds.
Law Geeks is an AI solution for contract review automation.
Beautiful. And you guys just raised a big round.
Yes.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
Let's enjoy the food. No business tonight, all right?
No business tonight.
No business. Those are Olive sneakers. Olive, one of the top VCs in this country. They made sneakers and they didn't get me a pair.
Yeah.
Who are you, real quick?
Oh, my name is Yael, and I hang out wherever he does, except I didn't get the red hats at the embassy yesterday.
CFO originally, officially?
Otherwise,
My brother Moshe. Yael from Olive.
hi, nice to meet you.
What up? Okay, I'm gonna turn this down. Go eat your food. We'll talk later. Quite a day that was. Tomorrow, 8:30 a.m., meeting the Chief Digital and Innovation Officer of El Al, as in the airline. And then some crazy meetings throughout the day, including Ariel Meislos, the CEO of Stratascale, who sold his last company to Apple. Tomorrow's gonna be nuts. See you then.